Hey people, welcome to the channel. Stay for this video. I promise you will be learning something you did not know. As always, if you enjoy the content of the channel, do subscribe, share with people that you think may benefit from this kind of thing. You also have the channel with a ton of information to learn more about survival and preparedness, and I always recommend my books, Street Survival Skills, as well as Surviving the Economic Collapse. These are both available in the links there below in Amazon. Especially for this topic, Street Survival Skills is where I share with you guys a ton of information accumulated over the years about self-defense, the use of different tools, and a lot of practical skills for survival and preparedness. So this is a video that was requested. Someone asked about, hey, what's the real deal between 9mm and 357 Magnum? Which one should I use? What about 40? What about 357 SIG? What about 45? Hey, 44 Magnum, that's what the real pros apparently are using these days, right? Right? Well, no, not really. And if you don't have any more time, let me make this super short. Just go with 9mm. Nothing else really matters. 9mm is the only round you need in life in a handgun. Oh, you infidel creep. No. let me explain, right? But again, just go with 9. For everyone asking, what Glock? 9. What handgun? 9. And oh, but I have, okay, 357 Magnum is what you find in powerful revolvers. Go with 357 Magnum. Hell, if I could get 9mm cylinder for my manual run, I would use 9mm in it as well. Well, maybe not. I mean, it is 6 shots, so why not go with 357? But my point remains, just go with 9mm. I just saw that wonderful video from Garen Thumb. I mean, I love the videos that he does, and it looks spectacular. The editing, the super high-speed camera, the little mannequin thing they shoot with it is all great. At the end of the day, 9mm and 40 Smith & Wesson, still you should go with 9mm. It makes no sense to go with anything. Oh, but that guy you talked about, that he was in a gunfight and he ended up shooting the guy 50 times and he still did not stop. It is an exception. You should not base your decisions on exceptions. You should base your decisions giving the standards, giving the data that you have accumulated. That is far more important. So, answering the question from our friend here, 9mm, that's going to be a 115 grain projectile going at 1,180 feet per second, and it's going to be generating 355 pounds of energy, right? That's it. Basically, 9mm, 355 pounds-foot of energy, right? What about 357 Magnum? It's a 125 grain projectile, basically the same diameter. You can actually shoot both in the same barrel, so imagine how close they are. So it's going to be basically the same, a little bit heavier, and yes, you can get heavier rounds than 357 Magnum, but it is speed because it's a bigger case. It allows more gunpowder to go in there, so more velocity. 1,450 feet per second, and it generates 583 feet-pound of energy. That's what you have. So it's 355 versus 583, right? It has more energy. No one argues that. I remember the videos of the legendary Paul Harrell showing the destruction that each one does. This will destroy more. It will destroy more than 9mm, yes. And I have the little humble 22 long rifle here. Why? Because the tiny little 22 long rifle, that's 40 grains of weight, very tiny. It's going at 1,200 feet per second. That's a nice speed that it has. It's a very optimized round. It is by far the most optimized cartridge we have. And it's generating a punny 178 joules of energy. That's 370 pounds of energy that we didn't know. That's all right. You're looking at 170 joules versus, so it's less than half the energy that you have in your 9mm. Less than half the energy. So less than half the energy from 22, and about what? Let's round that up to maybe 40, 50, let's be 50% more energy with your 357 Magnum. Okay. What is it that all of this means to you when using these things to defend yourself? Really? That you should go with 9mm because it does not matter. There is no difference. Nothing that makes a significant difference. If you want to have a difference, go with a shotgun. Go with a rifle. Go with a long gun. As long as you go with handguns, it is all kind of the same thing. Look, the best study so far that we have, at least I think it is, the one by Greg Elferts in active response training. He accumulated over 10 years of incidents on 1,800 fights using different calibers and studying them in detail. What caliber was used? Where was someone hit? How effective was that? And when he accumulated all of that data, what he finds out is that 9mm has 34% chance of one-shot stop. 9mm, 34%, right? 357 Magnum, 44%. Whoa, that is 10% more. I like that 10% more. What about 22? 22, 31%. 31%, 34%, and 44%. 10% difference, 3% difference. That is accumulating all of the information regarding one. But what about specifically shots landing where they are supposed to land? What about one shot stop when it's hit? No, because he was analyzing everything from getting hit in an arm to a leg or whatever. No. What about when you shoot where it matters? What about the torso? What about the head? Well, you know what happens there? You have 22 has a 60% chance of one shot stop when you're hitting in the center of mass or in the head. 9mm, that's going to be 47%. 9mm, 47%. 44 fucking Magnum is 53%. 53% for 44 Magnum. What is it that this tells you? That it does not matter, because if a 9mm has a 47% chance of stopping someone when hitting center of mass or in the head, and 44 Magnum has 53%. And yes, granted, there's a lot less people getting shot with 44 Magnum than with 9mm. And when you look at 22 long rifle, which is a lot of people as well, not as much as 9mm, that's a common mistake. People think that 22 kills more people. No, but it's 60% stop when you hit center of mass in the head with a 22. And it's 53% when you hit someone with a 44 Magnum. That doesn't make any sense. It is so much more energy that you have in a 44 Magnum than in a 22 long rifle. Because at the end of the day, what matters is where you hit. And because of how low recoil it has, for whatever reason, for the kind of encounters that you have, this is all something that needs to be taken into account. The kind of encounters that you have in which 9mm is used, a lot of police shooting. People that have somewhat training, yeah, sure. What about 25 ACP? It sucks. Terrible. Why? Because who the hell carries a 25 ACP? A dumbass. And they shoot as you would expect. Terrible numbers for a 25 ACP. But they're a lot better for 22 long rifle? Why the hell is that? Well, because again, it depends on where you hit. The difference. Yes, I get it. The destruction of a ballistic torso, or shooting in gelatin, or shooting the meat target, and all of these things. But it only matters where you freaking hit. As long as you're hitting in the right place, there's no difference between this or even that. I will go with 9mm because this is a little bit too underpowered for my comfort. I feel that this is the kind of thing that can easily get, something gets in the way, but I cannot argue with the numbers. I can't argue with 1,800 incidents in which different calibers have been used that are telling me that it doesn't matter. Just use something that is popular, use something that everyone else is using, and that is 9mm. Get quality ammunition. I won't say don't, but at the end of the day, it is just about where you hit. And how many shots do you have in target? How many rounds you have to shoot accurately, right? Capacity. How cheap it is for me to buy, train, and stock up. I love different calibers. I've used everything there is, from anything, right? From 380 ACP, 22, and whatever else you want, and up to 44 Magnum, and it's all good. But if you're going to be an adult about this, and if you're going to be objective, simply get 9mm, get good with it, make sure you shoot where it matters, and that's all there is to this entire discussion. Anything else is about marketing, making cool content, and selling you maybe another Glock in another caliber that you don't actually need. Am I saying it? Don't buy? No. Have fun. Enjoy your life. It's damn short as it is. But when it comes down to it, That's it. That's what you need. See you later, guys.